on the right, that big building you see. Yankee Stadium's coming up next couple of, like a minute or so. Good morning, happy Sunday. Welcome to the Bronx, baby. Washington Bridge is right there ahead of us. Take you into Jersey or bring you back from Jersey. Yeah, that's George Washington Bridge right there. Upper and lower. Stadium right here. You can get off at 6 to park. You can get off at 5 and be closer to the stadium. Yeah, good morning, my people. Happy Sunday. To be closer to the stadium. Either way, welcome to New York City, the Bronx. Yankee Stadium right here. There's the stadium right there. Well, y'all can see that. Going to work. That was Yankee Stadium. Renting these buildings right here is like $4,000 for one barrel. The motto, look it up. Crazy work. Yeah. Pretty dope. You can literally take this all the way to Connecticut, New Hampshire, etc. Turn into the 95 North. Whitestone and the Brosnan. Yeah, depending where you're going. We could have taken it's called the Major Deegan. Sorry, not the Major Deegan, the Triborough. Now RFK. Just depending what part you're going to, you would take, the adequate bridge. So yeah, this is the Hudson Point section of the Bronx. Industrial warehouses away. Sunday, my people. Hopefully, I ain't gotta work on Sunday. Probably gonna head to Jersey after work today, so it's nice to be recording. That always sucks being stuck. Stuck on the side of the road. 6:30 in the morning. 7:30 actually. Hour jumped. I don't know if y'all knew. If you guys were aware that the hour was gonna jump forward. Luckily, I fell asleep early, so I didn't even feel it. When I look at the watch, I'ma feel it. I'll switch it over. Nah, I keep thinking this day's not moving. Whitestone Bridge, the Brosnan Bridge. We're standing in the Bronx, though. We're not crossing. Just be passing. My fault for the bumpiness. Hey, good morning. Shout out to Puerto Rico who won that baseball game yesterday. Against the would want to be. If not there, City Island. Those are the two nice places for water. But yeah, man, good morning. Happy Sunday. Salute. Happy to be alive. What can I say? What can I say? Besides, thank you. Right here. I would have come out earlier. It would have been too dark. Maybe I'll go after work, show y'all City Island. There's Pelham Bay Park right here. This is where we used to bring us on our field trips. School, Pelham Bay Park. If you haven't seen the movie, The Taking of Pelham, the train, Gun Hill Road. So they used to fire the cannons back in those old days. Supposedly Gun Hill got his name from that. He used to fire a cannon. I guess towards the water. I'm not 100% sure. But I know that's why it's called Gun Hill. This is where we headed right here. Co-op City. There's 35 buildings over here. Little city, as you can see, Co-op City. The city in the city, my people. Let's get off here. Take you at the mall real quick. This is that mall. I don't know if you guys seen it. It was in the news that those kids did a takeover. A bunch of young kids. They took over the mall. This is the mall they took over. New York City, the Bronx. Main Plaza. There were thousands of them, for real. If you didn't see it, if you get a chance, look it up. This is the mall that they stormed.
About this, you look that so. Plus, I'm gonna spell LIVEHOL like holistic. I'm guessing plus podcast. Where she has a lot of
Street soldiers.
Dr. Taz, what about that in terms of because this is something we talk about in the news all the time. People talk about it with as we're going into this world of AI and all this stuff. We've seen some of those things.
Yeah, I don't like AI.
Claims like I'm 180 years old and I look like I'm 20. There's like all these crazy, crazy things with the talking babies. I mean, it's like crazy. In terms of delivering information, like
I like AI for certain things.
On social media as well. What can you tell our viewers and listeners
other things is like I don't like it.
When they're giving medical advice?
Well, I mean, I think you made a really good point. I think everyone is slowly becoming their own doctor with AI, right? So first we have Google Docs, and now we have AI Docs, and everyone assumes
that is BBQ.
Answers.
Everybody love that place.
Influencer world, right? Of everybody dispensing health information and medical information. It's been really interesting and frustrating for somebody in my position where I worked really hard my credentials, both in terms of just don't lead in the same direction. You know, I think
Yeah,
it's
man,
really
good
important to
morning.
remember that everybody experience is really their
Here.
own. And one of the things
We
I
here
want to do
now.
with Full Plus is help people understand that we are all here
Welcome to the
this
Bronx.
really unique mix of different
Welcome to
things,
New
right?
York.
And it's our responsibility to
Happy
figure that
Sunday.
out, like who we are.
Street Soldiers is on.
Bringing it all together, right? We're not saying this is good and this is bad and throw this out and have this and all this other stuff. We're saying, you know, okay, here is the medical table, so to speak, you know, what is really relevant to you. And so
Let's
there's
see
a
what
time and place
1010
for
Win
everything.
is
There's
talking about.
The better for
period.
this podcast.
So that grounding space and all the wellness stories.
That's nothing.
We like to position, you know, both the business and our company and also the podcast that we're sort of that mother is like the very wise, like middle road where we're not gonna go crazy on trends and biohacking and telling you the latest detox is gonna cure cancer. We're not gonna do any of that. We're saying this is what I'll bring this story on you to be. Now that you know this, you can make decisions for your area. Hopefully we can do it for everything for your area.
You've been listening to podcasts for a very, very long time. Do you see, like, looking at like 2026, 2027, do you see like more information for things like that? Like, do you see like medical, like Dr. Taz is doing, and what people, health is a huge area. Do you see any other areas that you think they're going to be growing? I mean, I think it's interesting that you bring up AI, Dr. Tess, because I do think that there's going to be a shift. 2025 was really kind of a year where we all fell into AI, right? Like, it became much more accessible. It became something that we all started having conversations about. And I do think we're going to see a little bit of the pendulum swing away from that because there is so much misinformation or, you know, hallucinations that AI is having. And I think, I'm hoping that, you know, 2026, 2027, we're going to see a swing back to human intelligence, right?
Thank
Really
you.
relying on educated people who have spent time not just studying facts, but also thinking them through. Because just a set of facts doesn't do you any good. You also have to have like the cognitive ability to think about how the facts fit together and what they really mean. And so I do think that there's a huge opportunity in podcasts to kind of take a step back from AI. Okay, this is what we've learned from GPT, but how do we feel about it as humans? And I think that medicine is a really interesting place where that's going to happen. I guess I haven't spent much time thinking about where else that's going to happen, but you know, I do think health and medicine is a really important.
I think AI, yes or no? Does make a lot of things easier. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
You know, we from New York. So you go to the Bronx, you go to Queens, Brooklyn. A lot of these kids are good kids. It's just they're stuck in an environment where violence is there.
Absolutely.
So a kid might not even be in the gang. We see it all the time with I think Junior back in the days with with the gang
I
guys.
say that all
It was
the time.
mistaken identity. They killed us. Like,
Junior.
they had an old lady in Harlem that, rest in peace, she got shot in the head. She's just an older lady walking the streets. So,
But it's also like the gang shootout. I covered that story.
right, yeah. And Lisa, you on the front line for all these things, so you know what's going on. But if it could help a kid, my story could help a kid, you know, pick a computer or pick up a microphone or stream or a podcast, then that's great. Than picking up a gun or getting in trouble because. You know, trouble costs money. A lot
It's
of
like
these kids in the
50-50, you
industry-
know, I live in New York City and I see the youth and it's like, it's crazy. So a lot of them are home playing video games, not bothering anybody, not in gangs. You know what I mean? And then, you know, they only highlight that, but I feel like 50-50.
It's not like it's not original like content, but it's like it seems like that's where we're going with the future. It's like the technology is going so fast. Like I just seen something on Greenland where all the billionaires, I don't know, it could be a fake story, a real story, like I said, but they were saying there's so much minerals there that they want to get there to get machines to do AI with. And I'm like, what the hell is going with? Like, I'm just not
What the heck is going on, Dr. Taz? When you look at because there's a lot of talk. I mean, we talk a lot about technology, about the detriments to our lives and that type of thing. Are there things you see? You're a practicing physician as well. You're seeing real people. In addition to putting out this information, are there certain things you see probably because you are on the front line there in your office? Treating people that you think we should be just, all of us, men and women, that we should be paying more attention to, or parents should be paying more attention to?
How much time do we have?
Yeah, I'm in the Bronx. You heard? I've taken you out through the junior neighborhood, through the mural and all that. And again, I say the same thing. Losing the youth to, it's like you lose them to themselves. If that makes any sense. Give them a good example at home and you provide everything they may need, but the outside influences and peer pressure is real. You know what I mean? The pressures to fit in and all of that. It's almost like watching movies. You watch these movies and you're like, oh, this kid, this. It's really like that.
Every single thing ties back to those two main ideas. And my biggest problem with medicine as it's practiced today is that it is practiced in single silos, right? You got the heart doctor, the brain doctor, this doctor, that doctor, all these different doctors. But nobody is unifying it together, stitching it together under these two main ideas that you don't need half those doctors if you really focused in on these central ideas. And the reason they're so important today versus at any other time in history is because we are inundated right now from an environmental standpoint, from a food quality standpoint, from a technology and sort of lifestyle standpoint. The family has disappeared. I was just, even listening to Tony, like, a lot of what's happening with those kids and in those environments is there is no family, right? You don't have a strong nuclear or extended family, to sort of like take a kid and put him in a cocoon and like, when these guys are exhausted and tired, I just had that happen yesterday, like literally wanted to like dump my daughter, right? My 17-year-old daughter, 18-year-old daughter. But like who stepped in? My sister stepped in, my mom stepped, like all these other people stepped in, right? So, to me, the biggest issue in an environment that has where the family's getting destroyed, where we're more isolated, the environment's falling apart, is that we're not looking at these two very central ideas and then helping people build a plan to turn those couple of things around, and so that's really where I want to see medicine shift towards. You call it what you want, holistic, integrated, functional, regular, Western, I don't care. But like that is the epidemic we are facing as human beings. And until we accept the fact that we're human beings and we have humanity, we're not going to win, right? And so I'm actually excited to see us turn away from AI and understand the role and the place of AI in the concept of being a human being.
Human being, all right. And we're going to have to get you on one of our health shows coming up about this whole inflammation and cortisol thing.
Yeah, man, there you have it. Welcome to the Bronx, New York. Happy Sunday. That hour went forward, so if you're feeling a little tired, you know why. Go to sleep early tonight. But yeah, man, happy Sunday. Have a good day. We'll be back this afternoon if the weather is nice. You know how I go.